And as we begin tonight, we have news that the Senate has killed the House spending bill. Now, we'll talk about this more in depth and what it means for you and your family. But let's start with this article. If Republicans want to shut down Washington, they'll have to ask China's permission first. So let's break this down into chunks. First of all, the shutting down Washington part. They're saying if the Republicans like Ted Cruz and others don't want to raise the debt ceiling to just let the Obama administration spend as much money as they want to, this is going to cause a shutdown of the world as we know it. It's pretty much how they're playing up. This can be some big apocalyptic situation, but it's nowhere near that. Yes, it will cost spending cuts or force spending cuts, not just on Obamacare, but across the board, things such as the military-industrial complex. But don't get me wrong, I'm not one of these people saying that we need to stop paying our soldiers, which is one of the most ridiculous arguments that comes up every single time we have this debt ceiling situation. The Obama administration says, well, we may not be able to pay our soldiers. Well, how about you stop taking $7 million vacations? How about we start on that front? And moving on to China, let's see, why do we have to ask China for anything? Well, for one, China has a monopoly on rare earth materials. They also control all film production. They demand edits of films like Iron Man 3 and also Red Dawn. But don't confuse communist Chinese viewpoints with the viewpoints of the whole Chinese population. That'd be like saying the Obama administration represents the entire opinions of America, which he may be somewhat of a figurehead, but he doesn't represent all of our ideals. But let's get back to the point of the government shutdown. It wouldn't be the first time, and it definitely wouldn't be the last. We've seen government shutdowns here in the United States before.
That's right, Jakari. A government shutdown doesn't actually mean the government will shut down. It's a misnomer that creates this whole doomsday scenario when, in fact, key functions of the government are going to continue to operate. The military will be on duty, and their October 15th paychecks are going to be covered if there is a delay. The vast majority of Homeland Security, the Coast Guard, Border Patrol, etc. will stay on the job. Taxes are going to be collected. Social Security and Medicare will function as usual. Garbage will continue to be collected. Schools will stay open. Air traffic controllers are going to continue to monitor flights. Of course, the TSA is still going to be sticking their hands down your pants, and the Congress and Senate will continue to get paychecks because we can't cut off their funding. So all of the essential functions of the government are going to continue to operate. Everything the Constitution authorizes the government to do will continue to operate. Even things that the government is not authorized by the Constitution to do, they will continue to do those things. This is not a doomsday government shutdown. The only people that are really going to feel the effects of this will be non-essential federal employees who are going to get sent home with unpaid leave. So that is definitely terrible for those employees. I think it's about a third of government employees, but it is by no means a doomsday scenario for America. This could potentially be a good thing. While it's implemented, it'll help us actually balance our budget by trimming the fat across the board. But of course, who doesn't want the U.S. to balance its budget? Who wants to continue raising the debt ceiling and having us pay this insane amount of interest on our debt? The banks, the mega banks, the International Monetary Fund, the IMF, those who have a vested interest in devaluing the dollar and destroying this country with astronomical debt. Back to you, Jakari.
But it's not just us here at InfoWars who are concerned about this. Dr. Ron Paul said Americans would benefit if Obamacare was defeated.
As I write this, it appears that the federal government is about to shut down because the House and Senate cannot agree on whether to add language defunding or delaying Obamacare to the continuing resolution. Despite all the hand-wringing heard in D.C., a short-term government shutdown, which doesn't actually shut down the government, will not cause the country to collapse. And the American people would benefit if Obamacare was defeated or even delayed. Obamacare saddles the American health system with new spending and mandates which will raise the price and lower the quality of health care. Denying funds to this program may give Congress time to replace this bill with free market reforms that put patients and physicians back in charge of health care. Defunding the bill before it becomes implemented can spare the American people from falling under the worst effects of this law.
And moving from something that's not a grand bargain for the American population, but is a grand bargain for the insurance companies, insurance giants that wrote and lobbied for health care law cash in. Now, these are people around 2010, so hey, this may be a good thing to take a look at. And you can see Blue Cross and Blue Shield there, also United Healthcare and AET. Now, Blue Cross and Blue Shield, it seems to have some dips and valleys, but if you take a look at United Healthcare, they seem to have pretty steady growth, as does AET. So everybody says, no, this affordable healthcare, this free healthcare. I'll just tell you briefly my insurance story. Before, tomorrow, October 1st. For me to get health care, I'm a single, healthy male with no dependents, but it would have cost me about $200 or so a month. That's not even including my deductible. So which is to say, if something happened to me today, it would cost me a minimum of $700 just to, get checked out by the physician. God forbid something like that happened. But it's affordable and it's free, and the trendies are out there saying it's free, and they're going to give me a new house and a new car and all that good stuff. It didn't happen, and I'm just so surprised that people can't admit that they've got condom. Maybe they still believe the lie, because Obama gets up on TV with a suit and he reads out the teleprompter. So everything he's saying must be true, not taking a look at the hard facts that the premiums went up and all the deductibles went up. But nobody wants to talk about this, and people are going out of business. Dr. Jones, Alex's dad, is going to retire instead of continuing his practice because he doesn't want to have to put up with all this Obamacare nonsense. But we have this Obama website quietly deletes references to free health care. I thought it was free. Everything's free here in the United States of America, but apparently health care isn't. Where can I get free or low-cost care in my community? Asked the question. And the answer, if you can't afford any health plan, you can get free or low-cost health care and dental care at a nearby community health center. Now, after this was posted, it was screenshotted a little bit later, and it had said pretty much the same thing, except free was taken out of the equation. So you go from free to low cost, whatever low cost is. I mean, $200 a month isn't low to me, and that's before Obamacare. So you go from free and low to just low. Now you have low healthcare costs, which is completely ridiculous because nobody wants to pay $200 a month before they pay their deductibles. And that's me. I'm a 20-something healthy guy. I can't imagine what it's like for somebody with a family or somebody who has real physical health defects. Now, stay tuned because after this break, Alex is going to be back with Jerome Corsi. This is an interview from today's Day Show, the Alex Jones Show, and they're going to be talking about many things, including the assassination of JFK, but also this, quote, affordable health care. And also, Geraldo Rivera was a guest on the show today, so you don't want to miss that. But first, if you are a fan of this stuff and you want to get more information, you can go to the InfoWars shop and pick up Survival Shield. That's the new nascent iodine, a new line that we're launching on InfoWars Life. You can get it at the InfoWars store, and you can see it right there. You can buy them in bulk. You can buy them individually, and we're starting to take it here at the office. I just ordered some myself, so definitely check that out. And also, if you'd like to support other areas of this broadcast, you can go to prisonplanet.tv and get yourself a 15-day free trial. You can get the nightly news, the special reports, the movies, the rants, and when we launch Obama Deception 2, that will be on there as well, so you don't want to miss that. So stay tuned right after this break for Geraldo Rivera and also Dr. Jerome Corsi. The Alex Jones channel is the official page of the Info War. But don't miss what's happening on our other channels. The Info Warrior, with the week's best videos. Prison Planet Live, where Paul Joseph Watson gives his expert analysis. And keep up with the rest of the Info Wars crew on our other pages. All of our videos are available to repost for educational purposes. See the sidebar of the Alex Jones channel for the subscription links. And remember, you can always find our videos in the highest quality by becoming a member of prisonplanet.tv.